Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and my name is Siri and welcome back to another video. So in this video, let's understand how can you start thinking in English, because every one of us, we know that it is one of the important things that we have to indulge ourselves into if we want to be fluent in English. So let's understand that in today's video. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. So talking about thinking in English, for me, or in my opinion, I feel it's just a habit like any other habit. Like for example, if you want to wake up early in the morning and start to work out. Now, on the first day, of course, it is going to be difficult, but for few days you're going to take a conscious decision of doing it. Like you would tell your mind that yes, today I need to wake up early, today I need to go for a walk, today I need to do the workout and things like that. So you would remind yourself and you would be extremely conscious in the initial days of adapting yourself to that habit, right? Now the same thing applies to thinking in English as well, because this is not our mother tongue, you know that. When it comes to a beginner, it's going to be extremely difficult for you to adapt yourself to this habit of thinking in English, especially right in the beginning. But once you put that extreme effort in the initial days, later on it is going to help you a lot. Like for example, take a challenge for yourself that okay, for 20 days every day I am going to remind myself to think in English no matter what. So that 20 days could be a lot of effort for you, because every time you think something, you would remind yourself that okay, I'm thinking in other language, I'm supposed to think in English. So you would remind yourself in those initial 20 days. But once you do it, later it is going to become an automatic habit for you. You don't have to worry about that. Now when you are a beginner, your English is not going to be extremely fluent. Now when your English is not extremely fluent, it gets even more difficult for you to think, because speaking itself is such a big deal for you. Thinking is going to be another big deal, right? But you have to do it anyway. You have to do it anyway because that is going to help you a lot. Now for example, if I say that I am very fluent in Telugu, right from my childhood I've been speaking in Telugu, right from my childhood I've been thinking in Telugu, and that's what comes out of my mouth every time I speak to a person who's speaking in Telugu. Now the same thing applies to English as well. If you want to be fluent in English, you definitely got to think in English. You definitely got to make this a habit of thinking in English. Now this is how you can make it a habit. Now let's understand how we can actually think in English and what are all the tasks that you can do to help yourself to think in English. Now number one is to consume more of English content. Now, consuming more of English content means you watching a lot of interviews, watching a lot of kid stories, consuming podcasts, like listening to a lot of podcasts or reading books. So, when you read or when you consume or when you listen to that podcast, you will automatically think about that. So let's say you want to watch a movie. Now when you want to watch a movie, you will watch the movie for the next 3 hours. Now even after the movie is over, you will of course think about the movie, right, for the rest of the day. Why? Is because you have watched that movie for 3 hours. It consumed so much in your mind that you will keep thinking about it. Now the same thing applies to English as well. When you watch interview for let's say 1 hour, at least for the next 1 hour you are going to think about the interview, like what happened in the interview, just the way how you think about the movie, like what happened in the movie, what are the dialogues in the movie, what is the story of the movie. The same thing will be applied here as well. You will think about the interview, what happened in the interview, how the interview is done, and what are the questions asked, what are the answers given. So you will think a lot about the interview, and that is very very obvious when it comes to thinking in English. So this example is directly telling you that you should surround yourself with more of English so that you will automatically think in English. Be it you watching interviews, be it you reading a book, or you listening to a podcast, all of these methods will be applied whenever you want to surround yourself with more of English. Now, I know it is difficult right in the beginning for you to adapt yourself to all these habits of surrounding yourself with more of English, but when you keep doing it, when you make it a habit, yes, uh, it is challenging right in the beginning, but eventually when you get used to it, when you keep going, when you keep building this habit, it will get a lot easier, and you will thank yourself later that yes, I've put my effort into making this habit possible, and later it is going to get a lot easier for you. All I can tell you is that there are going to be a lot of moments in this process itself where you feel like giving up, where it gets difficult, where it gets challenging, but giving up or complaining or giving excuses is extremely easy compared to you putting the effort. But the day you choose you putting the effort is the day you win, is the day you actually go forward, is the day you actually see the result. So what I'm trying to tell you is that just follow all just simple two tips that I've told you in the video, which is to make a conscious habit of reminding yourself to think in English. The next thing is to surround yourself with more of English. If not, if that is not possible, at least make a routine for yourself that you follow to be fluent in English, which will automatically help you to think in English. So these are the two steps that you can definitely follow to think in English. If you are thinking that there are easy steps to think in English, not really. You will definitely have to go through these steps if you want to think in English. There is no shortcut. You will have to go through these steps to think in English. You will have to go through the process no matter what. It's not easy. At the same time, it's not as difficult as you think it is. There is some amount of effort that you definitely have to put no matter what, and I would highly recommend everybody out there to put that effort, because without effort there is no result. And thinking in English is definitely possible if you put that effort, because for me it was very difficult in the initial days, but as soon as I have adapted myself to these two steps, it got a lot easier. Today if you wake me up in the midnight and ask me to speak in English, I can do that because I've practiced that much. And today I even think in English sometimes, not all the time, because I even think in my mother tongue. Of course, I think in English a lot of times. So it is very much possible. If it is possible with me, of course it is going to possible with you guys as well, right? So what are you waiting for? Just follow the two steps that I've told you in today's video and just start thinking in English. It is going to be very much possible with you, and I'm here to help you guys out. So what are you waiting for? There is no room for complaining. There is no room for excuses. Just follow everything that I've told you in today's video, and you're going to be right there wherever you want to be. So I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. If you did, you know what to do. Give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will see you guys in my next video. Till then, you please take care of yourself. I will see you soon. Bye.